Hey guys, Dana here. Welcome back to the Kentucky Doom Scrollers podcast. I am Dana, your flat earth doula. If you're unfamiliar with what a doula is, stick around and you'll find out. More or less, it's someone who is here to walk you through the practical implications of various levels of conspiracy theory. And today, we're going to dig deep. We are looking into if this video stays up, I will be shocked. We are going to be looking into Elon Musk, his connection with Satanism, with the 13 bloodlines of the Illuminati. We are going to dig deep into Elon Musk. And then to add a little bit of levity to an otherwise dark situation, we're going to be talking about an in real life Forrest Gump situation within the United States Navy that is kind of mind boggling and absolutely terrifying for a lot of reasons. I'm hoping you guys can stick with me. I'm trying to navigate several things at once, and I'm old and it's going to take me a while. But if you can be patient with me, I'm going to walk you through Elon Musk's Neuralink and why it's alarming to me that we've essentially, by we, I mean conservatives, Republicans, people that would generally not be for DNC policies as they currently stand today. Vast majority of us, myself included, would probably consider themselves classically liberal. It's just that the Overton window has shifted so much that we suddenly find ourselves as right-wing extremists. So regardless of politics, these higher order secret societies, they transcend left-right politics. So when I see a figure like Elon Musk being elevated within the more conservative Republican extreme right wing, I guess now, haha, LOLs for entertainment purposes only. It raises a couple of red flags for me, and I'm going to tell you why. And I hope to tie it back with some visual things. If you can stick with me, I'll let you know when there's a picture up. If I do end up posting this on podcasts, I would highly encourage people to check out my Rumble channel, which I will link below, and we'll have all of these things available. So, like I said, if you all can bear with me as I clumsily make my way through this, I promise you're going to learn something at the end. Okay, so Elon Musk, at this point, if you're watching a video on Rumble, it's literally impossible that you don't know who Elon Musk is at this point. Elon Musk is, well, when we look into who Elon Musk is, here is what we get. This is Elon Musk and one of his several baby mamas at some event somewhere. She's an admitted Satanist, okay? At this point, he's wearing a jacket, and the jacket says, "Do what thou will." Okay, let me see if I can get in a little bit better on this. Oh no, this is his New World Order. This is actually, oh no, this is actually the one that speaks to a new world order, and I can't. Shucks, do I have the other one? He is, like I said, guys, it's going to be clumsy as I make my way through this, but I do appreciate you very much being willing to do that. Let's see. Hmm. Hmm. Well, leading into this, I got to this point where we basically said, you'll never understand how this works. This, meaning life, society as it stands right now, how this all works until you research occultism, Freemasonry, and the people who actually run this world. Please pick up a book and stop calling everything a conspiracy. Amen. Reese Reloaded on Twitter at @infojunkie_. I'd also like to show you down in the corner here. This is my buddy Matt who does excellent work and research from the Flat Earth podcast. I'm going to be directly referencing this amazing PDF that is an in-depth explanation of these societies and how they are believed now. It doesn't mean I believe it. I'm just saying this is what people believe. The people who are at the absolute top here, they absolutely believe it. The people down at the bottom, we're the peons, that the human livestock, if you see here, kind of right there, human livestock, peasants, general population. Underneath that, it says the Matrix, 9 to 5 slaves, sheep, cattle, NPCs, meaning non-player characters, maskers. Okay, so maybe this is a little political, or the science, depending on when and where the science trademark is decided to have been, fully under. I don't know. It's all silly, to be honest. So I know there is a way. Let's see if I can open this with Google Docs, and then I can zoom in a little bit better for you. Elon Musk is the CEO of formerly Twitter, now X. He also owns Tesla. He owns SpaceX. He also, little known fact, well, little publicized fact anyway, owns a boring company. So it's interesting to me when you have a figure like Elon Musk who rises to take over and take back, quote unquote, Twitter. What is this? Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Whoa, this is weird. Oh, I'm totally closing that. I don't know what that's all about. I'll just take the PF. Yeah, thank you very much. We have the Freemason societies up here in the larger, the next section that's kind of above the 9 to 5 slave section. There are some groups here that I myself have never heard of, so you're not on your own if you don't necessarily understand what a lot of these things mean. And what I'm hoping to do is get a good copy of this actually printed out into a poster size, because I think it would be super helpful to have this like a reference chart for myself or anybody else. Now, I'm sure if you go back and contact Matt, he would be more than happy to give you send you that PDF as well. He's very generous with his information and his time, and I appreciate his help. Oh, excuse me, shameless plug. He is on Spotify and Apple and Google podcasts. He does have a Rumble channel, but he's not super active on it yet. So Elon Musk's Neuralink has implanted its first chip in a human brain. What's next? I'm going to bring your attention to the second paragraph where it says each wireless Neuralink device contains a chip and electrode arrays of more than 1,000 super thin, flexible conductors that a surgical robot threads into the cerebral cortex. There, the electrodes are designed to register thoughts related to motion. In Musk's vision, an app will eventually translate these signals to move a cursor or produce text. In short, it will enable computer control by thinking. Computer control in your brain. Okay. It says, imagine if Stephen Hawking could communicate faster than a speed typist or an auctioneer. That is the goal. Elon Musk, okay, name this thing telepathy. Okay. How does this, oh shucks, how does this fit in with this? Well, in a lot of ways. When we talk about population control more down the bottom where us peasants are hanging out, we see control of the media and entertainment. Has that not been the case? Has education not been taken over by dark forces? Is there literally anybody that still believes in public education the way we all grew up? I mean, I'm 43 almost. Government. Do we believe in the government? Medical. Who trusts the medical establishment at this point? Please raise your hand, drop a comment below, let me know where you're getting that, and I want some too, because no, just no. Religion, unfortunately, I hate to disappoint people because I know many of my friends and followers are professing Christians. There was a real loss of faith and structure when everything shut down, including our churches, that the men of our faiths gave over to this kind of tyrannical medical control is absolutely mind-boggling to me. And because I started to research on my own the Bible, I came across the Apocrypha, and then I'm like, wait, the Apocrypha, it's an inerrant book. So was it inerrant before or after they changed it? Who changed it? When did they change it? what other books or verses have been taken out or warped to mean something different? The English language spelling is literally casting of spells. And that's why some languages are meant to be read essentially what to us translates as backwards. There are ideas like when you wake up in the morning and you say good morning. Well, morning is what you do when you're grieving over the dead. So maybe say grand rising. It just has a little bit more different of a feel. My faith in the religious establishment is actual it shook, I think, beyond repair at this point. And I'm still searching. Football, that's cute that that's cute that football's in there. I gave up on football when they started posting. There was one day they put the name of some man who is pardon me, assume they put the name of a man who is alleged to have sexually assaulted his wife, the mother of his children, and was shot while reaching for a knife when he was trying to essentially take the kids when there was a restraining order out against him. They put his name on the field in like memoriam. What the fuck? Really? What the fuck? Okay. Football's done been dead. Bread and circuses, that is what this is. This is for mind control, population control, behavioral control, and to keep you trapped within a certain way of thinking. You're still heavily under the spell. I would say if you have any solid faith in any of these things, the entertainment complex, medical complex, you're kind of, you might be beyond the point where we're trying to help you here. So, okay, the Food and Drug Administration and right. So the FDA, as we know, is always safe and effective. They're looking out for what's best for us. Nothing I say here is meant to be taken as medical advice. It's meant for entertainment purposes only, to offer a commentary on some of the most current conspiracies of the day. But the FDA approved clinical trials in May 2023. They're okay. And here, I get it. Here's the other thing. I'd like to say that there's no situation in which I would find myself where I would agree to this, but its first study is with people quadriplegics. That means people who have no control over their arms or legs. Yeah, I might let them chip me. I really might. But if we go back to, again, if we go back to the world hierarchy pyramid and I drag myself over here, look, Netflix. If you go on Netflix, there is a series, and I cannot remember the name of it to save my life. But in this sci-fi futuristic dystopian series, there is essentially like I forget what they call it. They didn't call it a chip. They called it something else that is in the back of the person's neck, and the body is called the sleeve, essentially enabling people to live forever. So thankfully, that's not any kind of weird, dark, predictive programming, right? Okay. I'll stop. I want to stop. I really, really do want to stop with all this. Let's stop sharing here for a minute. So what am I trying to say here? Elon Musk chipping people is a disaster. He has given himself over to what I can only describe as darker powers because he is frequently found, let's see, he is frequently found to be someone who is into Satanism, Satanists. He wears obvious propaganda things that do as thou wilt. Okay, let's see if we can get to, I got to get back to my memes. Give me my memes, y'all. I have a whole Elon Musk section here. So we're going to look at how is Elon Musk in any way, shape, or form different than Klaus Schwab? Klaus Schwab, if you don't know, is head of the World Economic Forum. He has written a book titled The Great Resets, 400 pages. It's a plan for how to rebuild society after pandemic. Pardon me, I find this charming. Of course, I suggest you get the book and read it. It's essentially for, it explains what happened after COVID and why it happened the way it is. So here we have their statements on things like carbon tax, universal basic income, mRNA, well, injections, transhumanism. Okay. Would you let your employer implant a microchip in your hand? Asks the World Economic Forum, which he heads. While Elon Musk, who may or may not be chirping his own tweets at this point, I don't know, it says creating a neural lace is the thing that really matters for humanity to achieve symbiosis with machines. I don't want to be symbiosis with a machine, symbiotic with a machine. Okay. Elon Musk in favor of a carbon tax, in favor of universal basic income. He supports the jibbity jabs. Okay, now he might necessarily not feel that way today, and I can appreciate the struggle, but but that does not make him a trustworthy figure. His presence in the political sphere as some kind of quasi hero for the right is concerning, and it just goes to show you how many people are in fact fully asleep to the fact that this is the way society is structured. We are down here and they are up here. Okay, that's what I wanted to talk about today. I mean, I don't want to be again like a sopping wet blanket, of course, but I do find it interesting that he's being lifted up. I think he's somebody that we should keep a good eye out for. And now, for the sake of levity, the story that I'm really loving. Forrest Gump was one of my favorite movies growing up. Now, to be fair, I did not know. Hold on one second. To be fair, I did not know a lot about Elon Musk before 2020-ish, whenever he essentially came on the scene. But let me find, y'all are gonna be like, yeah, my God, what? Okay, Zoom memes. You guys. So, okay, I'm 43. Forrest Gump was an iconic movie of our generation, was it not? Is this a movie you've seen? Is this a movie you've watched recently? Here's the thing. I didn't understand. Perhaps this is what drives me, friends. I did not understand this, and so instead of using my time wisely, what I did was I fucked around with stupid movies and became entirely too enamored with the idea that these movies were somehow the heroic retelling of factual things that happened when we know that they absolutely were not. So, did you know that Forrest Gump is based on a real thing? You guys, I had no fucking clue that I have no idea. I'm sure somewhere along the line somebody dropped a hint that maybe it was an actual thing. And I did always wonder how somebody like Forrest and somebody like Bubba ended up in what's supposed to be more specialized. You're sending men off to war, potentially fight and die, become disfigured, fucked up psychologically, almost regardless of whether they survive or not. I had no idea. Okay. So I had no idea this was a real thing. I love these quotes. I could recite half of them from memory. And so it is absolutely heartbreaking to me that this guy is 100% involved in some of this shit. And you know what this is. If you haven't looked into this, I wouldn't tell people to Google these things because they're going to end up on a list, but these are symbols that are known to the FBI to represent different preferences among people who are extremely fond of very young children. And so these triangle shapes are more for boys. This is for very young boys. This is for regular boys. And then I think this is maybe, I'm not sure. This might be for older girls and this is for younger girls. This is them together. This is we'll do anything, anytime. We're just down for doing it. I mean, this is really gross stuff, right? But there is, for entertainment purposes only, some There are some creepy things about Tom Hanks and about the things that he posts and the things he's accused of doing. And I can no longer watch these movies, but I do remember this as being absolutely iconic. Something about the good part about being shot in the buttocks was the ice cream. They gave me all the ice cream I could eat. I am almost sure that that is a vague reference to something untoward. And while I wouldn't like to necessarily say that I know that it is, I do find it interesting that he's involved in movies that tell stories like these. So, the last thing we're going to talk about then is the fact that you guys, this is a real life thing. I didn't know that. Did you know that? This is based on This is according to the Eurasian Times. You want to find out good stuff about American politics. What you need to do is go find yourself a different browser. You could look at Yandex, which is a Russian based browser, where you'll find slightly more honest views about the political leanings, political goings on in our country, in a way that our own media is, of course, afraid afraid to report about our own decrepit baked potato president. Okay, so this is the Eurasian Time. Thousands of quote Forrest Gumps to join the U.S. Navy as it struggles to attract recruits. The doors are now open for high school dropouts. I didn't know that during the Vietnam War, the U.S. was recruiting low IQ men to meet the requirements for the Asian conflict. The recruits were called McNamara morons. I didn't call them that. That's what they're saying they were called. It was initiated by the U.S. Department of Defense to recruit soldiers who would previously have been below military medical standards because of their IQ, I guess. And the Forrest Gump was actually based on this. I thought it was just a romantic retelling of one idiot's, you know, experiences in the Vietnam War. And it romanticized it because a lot of men came back from Vietnam pretty not feeling romantic about anything. It was very not romantic for them. Um, so here we go a little bit further down. According to the Associated Press, the U.S. Navy will now be enlisting individuals who did not graduate from high school or get a GED. Earlier, the U.S. Navy recruited those who scored low on the Armed Services Qualification Test. Militaries, including U.S. forces, are finding it difficult to find youngsters to meet the stringent requirements for the military's physical, mental, and moral standards. Here's the part where I feel like, oh my goodness, they buried the lead a little bit. To make good on the numbers, the U.S. Navy has decided to take in high school dropouts, provided they score 50 or above of 99 on the qualification test. So they can be high school dropouts, and then they have to pass the test. But in order to pass the test, they have to score 50? 50? Is that the new passing? 50% is failing to the best. When I grew up, when there were standards in school, 50 was not a pass. Oh boy. So the Army had loosened their restrictions on neck tattoos and other standards to widen recruitment pool. They briefly dropped its requirement for a high school diploma before reverting back. They flagged concerns that unqualified recruits could cause more disciplinary problems and could wash out at the boot camp itself. Yeah. See, here's the thing. So I'm not super fan of public indoctrination camps, and I'm not saying that you have to be like a high IQ person, but I think there does have to be some kind of standard because you're dealing with highly specialized military equipment. And if you don't have a well-oiled machine of loyal individuals to the cause, then you're not going to be able to make the machine function. On the other hand, the US military internationally is known as like the bully of the world. If we don't like your leader or what you're doing, we'll come and take it. So, like, do I really want the US military to be now recruiting low IQ men? Because when you have nothing but low IQ people and then you have to pull from a pool, anybody of just like anybody that can pass, that can get a college degree, and it's not fucking hard, you guys. I've seen idiots, I've seen complete dumbasses pass college courses with flying colors on account of being special students. because DEI is going to make you DIE. And I'm telling you, I've seen it with my eyes. I just notice things. I'm not an ist of any kind. So the Navy's ready to take the risk due to dwindling numbers. Oh my God. Oh boy. I think this is not good for the country. I cannot see in what capacity having low IQ men stuck together on Navy ships is going to do, especially when you now, I think, essentially have men and women on Navy ships. Is that the case? Somebody clue me in the comments below. If you've made it this far, like, follow, share, subscribe, and do all the things. Well, please help me grow the channel a little bit. I mean, I'm happy for the followers that I have. I don't care if there's 2. I don't care if there's 2,000, but man, it would be nice to see that little boop, 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 and they give you a little chart and they make you feel real good about it. So like, hey, if you could, drop a like, drop a comment. It helps in the algorithm. If any of this was funny or interesting to you, if you want me to dig deeper on any topics, leave those in the comments below. And again, full disclaimer, nothing I say should be taken as fact. Please assume that I am just some crazy bitch on the internet. Go and check it out for yourself. The information is out there. I hope you found this helpful and somewhat entertaining. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I encourage you to take care.